Hey folks, Jordan with my strategic forecasts Inside the Numbers Live, and I wanted to take you through a trade that I took on the S&P 500 using the SDS inverse ETF. Now, what's unique about this particular trade is I took it yesterday when the S&P 500 was actually pretty bullish right out of the gate, and I want to walk you through how it happened, including the trade management, so you can see how I was able to manage my risk and ultimately turn a profit by the end of the day. Now, I want to start by walking you through some of the pre-market notes that David had for Inside the Numbers. These are included when you get the Inside the Numbers Live trading room. At 9:25, he talked about an aggressive trade where you would take a short for a pullback entering at about 384.27. But you also had to be willing to add up at 385.30. So closing candles above that would open the door for 386. So it was a pretty wide range. So that's the framework from which I decided to set the trade up. Now let's take a look at these two charts. I have the S&P 500 SPY ETF and the SDS Ultra Pro Inverse ETF for the S&P 500. This is a leveraged ETF that bets against the S&P 500. Now you can see here that the market opened up at around 383.67. The first candlestick in the 1 minute chart actually slammed right into 384.25. So what I did was enter a position, a small one to start with in the SDS, knowing that I might have to add into this up at around 385.30 to 385.60. And as the time went on, we had the S&P 500 move a little bit higher, pull back, and then start making its way higher towards 385.30 to 385.60. That was the point that I added to the position and then created a tight stop using the 15-minute chart. Now, on the 15-minute chart, the way I did it was as follows. I used the 15-minute candlesticks and came in here and said, okay, if the market was going to close above this 15-minute candlestick here, which is right around the 385.60, then I was going to go ahead and exit out of the trade. I wanted to keep this very, very tight because it was an aggressive entry. So, knowing that, let's go back to the 1 minute chart and take a look at how everything played out. What you'll notice here is that after spiking through just briefly, the market came back down and tested the 384.25. Now, at that time, I was able to sell a portion of the trade at a profit because I had averaged in with a small amount to start with and then a larger amount higher up. That allowed me to have a lower average entry cost and get out of the position at a profit here at around $48.50 on the SDS, which coincided roughly with the $384.25. From there, I let the remainder of the position run, ultimately taking my profits as the market started to move sideways, and I had gotten plenty off of the trade already. What's cool about this trade is it happened first thing in the morning using the levels that David provides in the Inside the Numbers commentary. But in the live room, I was able to show people how I took the trade and managed it with each entry and each exit. So they saw me enter the trade, take a small position to start, increase that position as the market moved a little bit higher, and then scale out of the trade to optimize the total amount of profits that I could take in the position. So this is just a sample of what we offer in the live room. It's a great place to watch an experienced trader take positions live. You can see how they identify, enter, and exit the trade while managing risk. And that's important because there are two parts to every trade. There's the setup identification, which David does a great job of with the coursework and the Inside the Numbers commentary, and then there's the execution. Execution takes a little bit of skill and practice. It's about understanding how many shares to take, how to average into a position, and how to scale out, and also knowing where to stop out. That's the important part. Each of us have probably had an instance in the past where we got into the greatest setup possible but couldn't fully maximize the trade's potential. The live room is set up to educate you, to show you how to do that. We offer a 7-day free trial where you can come in, see what it has to offer, and make sure that it's right for you. My name is Jordan with my Strategic Forecast Inside the Numbers Live. Thanks for tuning in.